question from a viewer today, which is where most of my material comes from. Hey Joe, when you were 5 years out from retiring, what did you think was true about money that was not? Excellent question. This is all about money here. I've got 6 things that I thought was true. And these are not in any order of impact, just order that I wrote them down on this sheet of paper. Let's get into it. Number 1, I need to get market-beating returns. A lot of that was ego. You know, you want to say, hey, I'm getting 11%, I'm getting 10%, I'm getting 9%. You know, around your friends, you just psychologically, you like to beat the market. You want to win, right? Moore's law, more's better. But the reality is, just passively invested in the market, diversifying, you know, into bonds, into dividends, into growth, into international, and just sit back and let it work out. It'll be fine. Peace of mind versus that stress of watching the stock market daily. I mean, I don't look at the stock market but a couple times a month. And that's just looking at Yahoo Finance on my phone. I really don't do anything serious. I just kind of say, market's up, market's down. Wonder what's going on. And I'm a little bit interested. I watch some YouTube videos on that, but I need market-beating returns. No, stop. I thought that was true. Second thing I thought was true. Having enough money or running out of money would be a big deal, would consume a lot of my retirement life thinking. The fear of running out of money. Everybody says that's the number one thing that a retiree goes into a financial advisor and states. And that's just not true. It's not true for me, and I'm telling you, I know of one other person that stresses that. One person that stresses that versus the hundreds and thousands that I interact with. I look at my money once a quarter. I have a disciplined process where I review my budget, review what I've been getting in returns, you know, what have we been spending, all that kind of stuff, where I'm invested. And that 90 minutes is it. You know, I put things in an Excel spreadsheet, and then I also put things into new retirement. And you may ask, why do I do that? Why do I go through that motion? Confidence to spend is a big deal. Even though you got plenty of money, when the market's down 20% or the market's up to even 10%, confidence to spend, is it going to last, is a thought that you have, okay? I'm not worried about running out of money. It's just I'm trained, and I think you're trained to accumulate. So spending money, you got to really know your stuff, where your assets are, what you know, is it going up or down? You really got to know that to have that confidence to spend. I hope you can understand the difference between confidence to spend and fear of running out of money. They're two different things in my mind, okay? Fear of running out of money, that's pretty clear. Confidence to spend is kind of a miser tendency. I need to see my assets grow, and you don't necessarily need to see your assets grow in retirement. Let's see, number 3, the 4% rule is right. I'm telling you, I thought this was the 4% law, okay? I really did think this was the 4% law when I was preparing for retirement. This is the Bill Bengen study, over 30 years, 50% stocks, 50% bonds, lasted 30 years if you pulled out 4% and adjust that for inflation, okay? The reality is my spending goes up and down. I have a base level spending, and I almost never spend the base. Sometimes I spend far underneath that. Sometimes I spend far more than that. Depends on travel, depends on non-reoccurring expenses. You know, say my wife needs some dental work, or I need dental work, or a deductible on our health insurance plan. Could be travel. A number of things could come up that's just not normal. I buy tires for the car. These aren't, when I say not normal, they're normal, but they don't happen every month. So the 4% rule, I think, is dead on day one. You know, it's a guideline, a place to start, see if you're in the ballpark. But I'm telling you, for retirement planning, that's about as much as you need to think about it. Is my expenses roughly 4%? Okay, if you're in that ballpark, go on to something more comprehensive, like the comprehensive software package I talked about in the last video. That's a game changer for confidence to spend and confidence to retire whenever you can. The 4% rule, I'm telling you, day one, it doesn't work. Also, you got this 4% rule. Markets going up and down impact your spending. So when the market was down like 30% in 2022, even though you got enough money, the human tendency and my tendency is we're going to spend a little less money this month. We're not going to take that, we're not going to replace the windows in the house. We're not going to do that kitchen remodel because the market's down. So you got all these other factors moving around. The 4% rule, I just don't see any value other than a rule of thumb to say, can I retire? In retirement, I don't use it at all. So if we have not met, my name is Joe. I retired 5 years ago, a little over 5 years now. I'm approaching 60, getting close to 60. I was actually 54 when I retired. The purpose of my videos is to show you what it's like to be retired, what decisions I'm making, what was I thinking 5 years before retirement, now 5 years later, what am I thinking, what did I learn, what would I do different? My hope is that you can retire 1, 2, 3, or even 4 years earlier than you thought, because you listen to my videos and go with some of my tools that I recommend. And man, read the comments. There's 2 or 3 a day of people that are retired 18 months earlier, 2 years earlier than they thought because of watching this content. Hey, that's payment in full for what I do in making these videos. So number 4, okay, this is the 4th thing that I thought was true 5 years before retirement that was not. 1 more year working was a big deal. It's the key to having enough. The reality, luck. I hate to say this, luck has a bigger deal when you retire. I retired in 2019. The stock market did great. The stock market was, so I retired and it did good in 19, 20, and 21. That was all luck, had nothing to do with me. What if I retired at the beginning of 2022? Well, things would look a little bit different now. So there's a lot of luck involved. That luck's a big deal. Decisions around my spending and my budget are a much bigger deal than working 1 more year. How I manage inflation, for example, previous video on that. Check that one out. And poor investing decisions. So, hey, the stock market's down 20%, and I sell, and I move on. So my investment decisions, my budget decisions, and luck have a bigger deal than working 1 more year. So 1 more year, be careful you're using that, if you're using that to pad your nest egg, to move the goalpost. Hey, you thought you needed $1 million, and now you say you need $1.5 million. 1 more year is a trap that you can easily get into. And when you put the money into something like new retirement, a comprehensive software package, and you look over 30 years of retirement, working 1 more year really doesn't mean that much. But do the work yourself and look at you. For me, it was not a big deal. Number 5 thing I thought was true. Go-go spending is going to be fantastic and last a long time. Well, number 1, it is fantastic, okay? I'll give you that. But I think the go-go years, just my analysis and studying other people, ends about 75. These are very active years for you and your spouse if you have one, if you're single, just times that you're spending money, doing things, you're climbing the mountains, swimming the oceans, you're doing exciting things. Well, I retired at 54, but I'm going to round up. I'm going to do some easy math for you, okay? Say I retired at 55, and that ends at 75. So that's 20 years of go-go spending. Okay, I'm already got 5 years behind me. I only got 75% of my go-go years left. That's sobering. That is sobering, okay? And I retired very early, okay? So if you retire at 65, you got 10 years of go-go spending. If I did that 5 years later, I'm 50% through my go-go years. Your go-go years, where you're just living that epic retirement, it's much shorter than most people think. A couple other examples, the things that interrupt go-go spending. My wife hurt her back. She volunteers somewhere and she hurt her back. We just got back from traveling to the Northwest, Washington State, and she was greatly limited on what she could do. The elevation hikes, the very difficult hikes, things like that, the climbing. She had to stay back on those things. And I went on a couple trails by myself, a couple hikes, but not as many as we would have done together. So, hey, it's not just your health, the health of your spouse. You got two people. And I'm not blaming her. I'm just saying it could have just as easily been me. Also, another thing impacting go-go years is my parents and their health and their need for support. My dad's 87, my mom's 85. My mom's starting to need a lot more help, and we go over there a couple times a week to support them. So all those impact your go-go years. So be careful of wasting time of your go-go years, working 1 more year, 2 more years, 3 more years, because you think that's going to be a long time. I'm telling you, it goes fast. 5 years, I'm shocked at how fast that's gone by. So that was number 5. And the 6th thing I thought was true 5 years before retiring, but turned out not to be, is, hey folks, I managed my money myself in accumulation for 32 years. Did pretty well. Why can't I manage my own money by myself, no support, when I'm retired? The reality, decumulation is a totally different game. Accumulation, you're 22 years old, you start saving $500 a month, get your company match for that, put it in the S&P 500, just let it go. As you get raises, increase that. As you get some bonuses, increase that a little bit. Fast forward 32 years. That's just about what I did. Decumulation is a totally different game. You got money's coming down, you got budget decisions, you got investment decisions, you got risk decisions to work through. It is totally different, and you got one shot to do it right. You don't want to make a mistake that you learn in life you were wrong. You'd rather learn from a comprehensive software package or somebody reviewing your plan that you were wrong. Okay, so what do I do around that? Number 1, I use New Retirement. It's a comprehensive software package. I'm going to link my last video to this. I do use spreadsheets, but New Retirement gives me that confidence to spend and let me know where my money's coming from, how my assets are going down in value with decisions I make around Social Security, longevity, inflation, risk that I take with, like putting money in a CD or a treasury bill versus putting in the stock market. All those are a big deal in a completely different game. It's like you're an expert in baseball, but you're playing hockey in retirement. So just because you're a great baseball player doesn't make you a great, skillful hockey player. It really is a big deal. The second thing I say under this one is, hey, can you manage your money by yourself in retirement? Don't go it alone. I talk to so many people, and they'll run their plan by me, and then we'll talk about their plan, and they completely miss something. Completely miss taxes is a big one. I'll just let taxes work out how they are. And when they understand the impact of taxes, if you have $1 million, you only actually have $750,000, most of you, okay? I'll put me in that category too. You only have 75% of what you think you have because you got to manage taxes. And that could be 65%, could be 60%, could be, 82%, depending on how you manage taxes. So don't go it alone. You can run your plan by a friend, a competent friend understands a lot about money. You can go to a financial advisor. I recommend you go to at least 2 of them. Sit down with a financial advisor. Say, here's my plan, here's my assets. Tell me what's wrong with it. Make them sell you. It's a free encounter. You may feel some pressure in sales, but I'm telling you, they don't. They're trying to win your business. Another thing you can do is contact the second link below is a team at Pickle. These are certified financial planners that will give you a free 45-minute phone call on your issue. So You want to review your plan with them. You want to talk about timing of Social Security. You want to talk about inflation plan. You want to talk about your budget. They will talk about that topic for you. Okay? So Money Pickle, get a friend to help you out. Talk to 2 financial advisors. Hey, the folks at New Retirement. You know, one of the things I love about them, and you know, I don't get any money for saying this, but they have coaching services. You can, for $250, they'll review your plan with you if it's in New Retirement. And then they have certified financial planners available, $1,500 if you want them to really dive into your plan, your assets, your withdrawal, your tax plan. One time, $1,500. You know, to me, that's a bargain. If you choose to go it by yourself, have somebody check it. Just like if you wrote an essay, if you wrote an essay for 500 words in it, and you proofread it 10 times, you give that essay to your spouse, they're going to find 5 errors in it, okay? Don't do that with your retirement plan. Don't go it alone. Contact the folks at New Retirement, get their software package, and then have access to their coaches that will review that plan for a small fee, or certified financial planners that will review that plan and give you some coaching and some advice for a little bit more money, $1,500 there. Start a retirement group, that's free. The phone call to Money Pickle is free. Great place to start. Start with the people at Money Pickle. They're free, okay? If you think you got a great plan, take it out of the basement and show it to somebody. We'll find out if you've got a good plan. Those are lessons I learned, 6 lessons I learned that I was wrong about 5 years before retirement. Just Joe out.